story, the India-US 2+2 Ministerial dialogue. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the India-US defence relationship has evolved into a strategic partnership characterized by mutual trust. Take a listen.
The India-US defence relationship has evolved into a strategic partnership characterized by mutual trust, shared values, and a growing recognition of common interests in maintaining regional and global security. We increasingly find ourselves in agreement on strategic issues, including countering China's aggression, promoting a free and open Indo-Pacific, and addressing regional security challenges.
For his part, U.S. Defense Minister Lloyd Austin said that India-U.S. ties have made a tremendous stride forward in defense partnership over the past year.
Now, we made tremendous strides forward in our defense partnership over this past year, including the U.S.-India Defense Industrial Cooperation Roadmap. And then we concluded that roadmap during my visit in June. And so in just 5 short months, we've made significant progress on that roadmap, and our operational cooperation is also moving from strength to strength.
And joining me is Captain Alok Bansal. He is the director of India Foundation. It's a privately held think tank headquartered in New Delhi. Captain Bansal, welcome to DD India News Hour. How's the India-US defense and security cooperation coming along?
It has come a long way from the Cold War era when we were arrayed in the different camps. And in fact, now India and US are frequently collaborating in every field. We have been having regular exercises with the US Navy. All 3 services have been having regular exercises with US counterparts. But what is important is that we have signed agreements like LEMOA, COMCASA, BECA, which have made interoperability much easier. And what is important is that the 2 countries which have common aims should be able to operate together in case of a contingency. And what is most significant is that just before this 2+2 dialogue, we have launched something known as IDEX, that is Innovation for Defense Excellence. And this is going to be a path-breaking development, actually, if the brains of India and US come together to evolve and come out with technologies that would bring in excellence in the field of defense. They could come out with cutting-edge weapon systems and sensors. And that would be a great achievement for the 2 countries.
Captain Bansal, you've served in the Indian Navy, and we keep hearing about maritime security in the Indo-Pacific. Now, the Indo-Pacific is a key area of interest to both India and the US. Is there scope for doing more in that part of the world?
Undoubtedly. Indo-Pacific is an arena of interest to both India as well as the US, and we have common interests. Both the countries want to institute a rule-based mechanism for resolving dispute and for governing the trade and commerce in the Indo-Pacific region. And I think it is in this particular arena where the 2 countries have collaborated the most. Our navies have been collaborating for more than decades. So we have been collaborating for a long time, and we have been operating together. We have common goals. We are democracies, and we have common interests. And I think it is in the maritime arena that we are sharing intelligence, we are operating together, we are frequently exercising. We are also exercising near other countries' coasts. We both believe in freedom of navigation. We have also been doing freedom of navigation patrols together. And the 2 countries are also part of Quad, which is also committed to this sort of a free and fair Indo-Pacific where rule-based mechanisms are used to resolve disputes. So I think there is huge collaboration as far as this field is concerned.
Captain Bansal, the White House says India is a key strategic partner. And here I want to touch upon another dimension of the India-US ties. What's been the progress on ramping up defense manufacturing in India? Is India looking to buy more weapon systems from the US or technology transfer from the US?
See, we need to be very clear as far as this is concerned that India had the dubious distinction of being the largest importer of armed equipment, defense equipment. We have been trying to leverage this to set up manufacturing facilities in India, and we hear that a large number of US companies are going to set up shop in India, where they'll be able to produce the same equipment at much lesser a cost, because the cost of production in India is by and large cheaper, because the labor costs are much cheaper as compared to the US. And I think if the two countries have faith and trust in each other, then there can be great development. And that's where I was trying to say that the Indian and the American brains are the best in the world. And I think if they come together, they can come up with technologies, they can come up with new equipment, which will be path-breaking, which will be cutting edge. And we have that feasibility. And I think we are looking at many US companies to come and set up shop and initially produce for Indian consumption. But that leverage can be used to provide equipment to third countries and even to the US.
Right. And now the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technology, or ICET, Captain Bansal, is barely a year old, but it is already garnering much attention. What does it offer for India? In other words, what's in it for India and the US?
See, till now, a lot of critical technologies we were not sharing because there were certain apprehensions about their misuse. And I think with this, a lot of things are being shared between India and US. And I think we now have access to virtually any and every US equipment. But here I would also like to digress a bit and tell you that one of the very big advantages of this collaboration has been India's biggest defense indigenous production has been Tejas. Tejas Mark 1 and Tejas Mark 2, which we are going to develop. And for these aircraft, we needed engines. And I think one of the big issues that's going to be discussed during this particular deal is import of engines from the United States for these aircraft. And I think there's already a commitment for a certain number of engines, but we need much larger number because we want to speed up the production of these aircraft. So I think that is what we are looking at. So these are the issues that are going to be discussed in this particular conference, and this will be a very, very important facet, because both in the field of defense as well as in external affairs, we need to have collaboration, because our perception of events happening in our vicinity is quite similar, if not exactly the same.
Captain Bansal, pleasure as always to talk to you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time.